Yo, what is up, guys? This is another gameplay review coming at you today. This one's gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a Hillbilly game, which is really good because that's probably the killer that I have the most time with on this game. It's probably my favorite killer and the one that I have the most to say about. So let's hop right in and get started. Let's do it. All right, yo, what's up, guys? We got a gameplay review. This is an interesting match because if you can see on the top left here, it says rank reset. This was done after rank reset. So this is a rank 11 Billy. But I mean, realistically, a rank 11 after rank reset means that you were probably in the high ranks. So I don't know what rank you are normally, but I'm going to assume that rank 11 around rank reset probably means around, I don't know, rank like red ranks, I would assume. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is probably a high rank game, but let's hop right in. Let's go. So you're playing Billy. You got Rotten Fields. Some people might say that this is a good map on Billy, but it's very hit or miss. It depends on the survivor. It depends on the map RNG. Right off the bat, your perks are a pretty standard go-to. Okay, we're already started. Hold on. But before we actually get into like the chasing and what's going on here, I just want to talk about your perk setup is like one of the standards for Billy players these days. This is what a lot of good Billy players run. Before Spirit Fury came out, they ran Barbecue and Chili, Whispers, Enduring, and then Nurses Calling. And then whenever Spirit Fury came out, everyone's like, holy shit, you can get a free hit. And with a Billy, that free hit can be a one-shot down. So let's run it. So now everyone's running Spirit Fury. I personally hate this perk. I think it's a very unfair perk for survivors. But you know what? Let's not get into that right now. I'll discuss that later. Point is, though, is that this is a really good build. As far as like being efficient and being good, you're not running Ruin. There's kind of like a weird stigma with Billies where you can either run Ruin or you can't. A lot of people will talk down on you for running Ruin on Billy because they claim that Billy doesn't need it. But I mean, you can do it. But if you're not gonna run Ruin like you're not right now, you're gonna have to be very aggressive. You're gonna have to be very quick to get downs. You're gonna have to get a lot of mat pressure fast. Okay, if you're making a lot of mistakes, you're gonna get punished because you're not gonna have any like built-in pressure through Ruin. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. And also, your add-ons are like the most basic ones. You have Spark Plug, which is like a 12% speed charge increase, and then the oil is like a cooldown. It's something like 18% or something. I don't remember the exact number, but it's those are both the very base. And even though they're grays, they're actually decently strong. Spark Plug is actually a pretty strong add-on. So let's just hop right in. You chainsaw right away and find an Atom. He's running to Shack. Let's see what you do here. You okay, like you started to play that good, but then you fucked it up. Okay, you could have had it down there easily. Okay, if someone's coming up to the if somebody's coming up to like the window side of Shack, like this right here, you started to play it well, right? You pulled out your chainsaw right here, which is really good, right? Like, here's the thing: if he has like this amount of distance on you, like whatever this is, like not that much, this is a perfect position for you as killer. If you pull out your chainsaw, like where you are, he has two choices, right? He can either throw down this pallet, which is God pallet, and a lot of people won't want to throw it down. Like, if you notice, this guy doesn't throw it down. People don't like using this pallet early. Like, it's one of the strongest pallets in the game, so people will try their best to not use it early. So, and if they do use it, like if this guy did just throw that pallet, then bam, one of the strongest pallets on the map is gone within the first 10 seconds, right? So no matter what, either he doesn't throw it and then you get to walk right through, or he does throw it and then you get to break it. So that's a win. But if he doesn't throw it, then what you should be doing, like the proper move here is to pull out your chainsaw, walk up to about right here, see what he does, but don't respect it. Like right here, you can tell he's not dropping it. So you can start coming into the shack, right? If he tries to like there's a window right. I mean, if you guys don't know the map very well, there's a window right here. And if he tries to vault that window, your chainsaw is already almost done, right? Like you can literally walk into this shack while revving your chainsaw, like keep it about right here, and then walk into the shack. If he tries to vault that window, then you just do like the last like 10%, which takes like a half a second, and then chainsaw him, right? If he doesn't vault the window, like he might window fake, you know what I mean? Like he might like fake to go to the window and then try to do like a big spin 360 or whatever. Either way, like you can walk into the shack right now holding your chainsaw like right around here where I'm drawing on the bar. Like just hold it right around there. You know what I mean? And then no matter what he does, you can just you can chainsaw him. It's a free down. Like this is like the freest down ever if you're a good hillbilly. I love when people run to shack, like whenever you're in back rev range, because it's literally either a free shack pallet or a free down. Um, but you kind of fuck it up. You like instead you like respect it sort of, and then you like try to predict the vault, but then he fake vaults. Like if he would have vaulted there, he would have got a medium vault, and you would have been able to just chainsaw in. Like you wouldn't you didn't have to do all this. Like you literally could have just chainsawed in and hit him. If he vaulted, you could have just chainsawed in. Even if he didn't vault, you still should have stayed in. Like either way, you should have stayed in. So that was a mistake right there. It might not seem like much, but I mean, hey, that could have been a down already, right? Wait, are you gonna get him anyway? Never mind, you got him anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal because he fucked up regardless. So like, good job. He went around the back and he played that really badly. You took advantage and got a chainsaw, which was really smart. Um, Never mind. Like that could have been really bad if he then played this really well and didn't get caught out here, but I don't know what the hell he was doing. Why is he so close to you right now? That was just a monumental fuck up on his part. But good on you to realize his fuck up. You realize that the amount of distance he has on you right now is enough that you can pull out your chainsaw right here. And then he can't make it to the, he can't, like there's a door right here, but obviously like he can't get there in time. Like there's a door right there, but he can't get there in time. There's not enough distance. It's really smart in a hillbilly, if you're a hillbilly like this, and there's a guy like up against the wall like this, like you know how he's literally like up against the wall. You did this really smart, but I'm just gonna out loud talk about it for anybody that's watching. It's really smart to chainsaw straight ahead, right? Don't chainsaw towards him. That's bad. That is a no. No, don't do that. Don't do that right there. This is yes. Do that one right there. Because like the thing about the chainsaw hitbox is that it's pretty big. So like if you chainsaw straight ahead, right? If you just go straight like this, if he stays against the wall, it'll still hit him. If he tries to juke out, it'll still hit him. Like no matter what he does, it'll still hit him, right? Whereas if you like turned your chainsaw towards him right now, like that's what he wants. That's why he's like hugging this wall so hard. He wants you to try to turn your chainsaw towards him so he can be like, "Woo, big spin, get juke nerd," and then teabag, you know. But it was really smart of you to not do that. You chainsawed straight ahead. So when he did try to juke, like he sort of tried to juke, he like came out to the side. But because you went straight, like rather than to the side, he couldn't go anywhere. And then bam, free chainsaw. So good shit, man. I'm gonna be doing. But Billy is kind of like my go-to killer. Like I play him constantly. He's like my favorite. So I'm probably gonna be like over analyzing a lot of shit this game. That might be a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know. If you guys, if you guys don't want to hear me break down every single little thing that happens, then I'm sorry. That's probably what's gonna be going on in this video. All right, so you see a dude over here with chili, and then you come over. He vaults right into you with live. That was really fucking weird. All right. That was good right there. What you chainsaw feathered. You can pull out your chainsaw here. You can pull out your chainsaw here. Oh, you should have did it sooner. You should have did it sooner. You could have had it. Okay, so man, I'm gonna be nitpicking. I just realized I'm gonna be nitpicking everything. Holy shit. Okay, so what you did here is you like sort of chainsaw feathered. I don't know if you can count that as a chainsaw feather or not. If you guys don't know what chainsaw feathering is, it's when you're coming up to a pallet and then you like start to rev your chainsaw to make it look like you're gonna like stop and you know and like chainsaw the pallet when they drop it. Like you basically fake that you're gonna respect it, right? Like you're pretending that you're gonna stop and just use your chainsaw to chainsaw the pallet, but then you immediately put it away and then keep chasing them. So like they basically, as a survivor, they punish what they think you're doing by doing another loop because they assume that you're gonna stand still. But because you know you're not standing still, like you're pretending you are, but you're not, they keep running and then they don't drop the pallet, and then you can just chase after them and get a free hit, right? That's like kind of what you did right there. Right here, you can pull out your chainsaw. Right here. Especially if you're good with curving, man. I would highly suggest learning how to curve. Because especially if you know how to curve right here, this is enough distance where she won't be able to get to the pallet. I don't think I'm going to get too much into curving this video because I think I'm just going to be pointing out like some mistakes. But like you can use your chainsaw as a way to zone survivors, right? Like if a survivor is running towards a pallet, you can kind of like have your chainsaw revved to like 90%, and then they'll be afraid to go to the pallet because you know you can reach them in time. You pull your chainsaw out a little bit too late. Like you kind of do it right here, but it's kind of too late. Like by the time your chainsaw is revved, she's already at the pallet. Like if you'd have pulled out your chainsaw like a second sooner, you probably would have turned the corner, and like where you're standing right now, your chainsaw would have been like right here, you know, and you would have been able to get her. Like she would have had to have either ran straight in, like ran in a straight line and got hit, or she would have had to have like juked in a direction, you know. But yeah. Instead, you do this, but this also works out okay because she just throws the pallet in panic. Like, she just panics and throws the pallets, and you get a free pallet break, and that's a really strong pallet, so that was a good pallet break. She's going to run over. You can get an M1 here if you want it. Okay, you hit the pallet instead. That's pretty unlucky, but she doesn't drop it, so now you get another chance. Nope, not enough again. Dropped it that time, though. You're testing her, which is good. I like that. Like, you didn't immediately kick the pallet. You tested her to see how she played, and she played smart. She, like, baited like she was leaving, and then as soon as you came around, she stayed and played it, so that was smart. So you break the pallet because you know she's not gonna, she's not gonna be a dumbass. Oh my god, there's another jungle gym. Yikes. And there's a pallet in between there. This is actually really smart of you to leave this chase. I just want to comment that this is a jungle gym. This is, like, a really strong tower right here that you just got done playing her at. And then in between this jungle gym, and then there's another jungle gym. Like, okay, you're currently in a jungle gym right here, right? There's also one right here, and then in between it, there's a fucking pallet right there that's also really strong. This is a super, and there's a long wall window right here with a pallet. So, like, if this survivor is any good, which it seems like she is, this area is going to be, like, literally hell. Hell. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be awful. It's going to make you a very sad killer. Here's. All right, I'm gonna stop drawing. But seriously, that's a really strong area. It's really smart of you to not chase here. Like, you see that she's here. You see, like this pallet combined with this window is gonna be fucking insane. And there's another pallet, like, right here too. So, like, it's gonna be fucking insane. And you recognize that, and you're like, yeah, you know what? Fuck this. And then you leave, which is really smart because that's exactly what I would do. I would not be chasing that. You come and kick this generator, which I think is not really necessary. It doesn't really do anything. It kind of takes a second away. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you weren't actively in a chase. But, yeah, that's a pointless generator kick. They're just going to go tap it. This one is questionable, but might be worth it. I think people... Okay, this is a big mistake I see a lot of people making. Kicking generators is very rarely worth it. Like, if we're just going to be honest with ourselves, it is so rarely worth it. There is, like, very few times. Like when I'm playing killer, I'll kick gens, maybe I'll have a game where I'll kick 1 or 2 gens, and then I have a lot of games where I never kick a gen. Because a lot of the time, it's just not worth the time investment. You know what I mean? Like, you came over to this generator. Whispers is still on. Keep in mind. Like, you can look down here. Whispers is still on. That means that there's somebody within 32 meters, right? That's, like, your terror radius. So, if you kick this gen, and then you don't find whoever's in Whispers range, then this was probably just dead time. Because they're going to just come tap it, right? Like, I'll see what happens. Like, you kick it, and then you just leave. Like, you're just leaving. So yeah, whoever was in Whisper's range there is now just gonna go tap that generator, and it's like you never even did it. It was just a waste of time. All right, you run into a Kate in the field. That was really good patience. That was really, really good. If anyone's trying to learn Hillbilly, this is what you need to do. She kind of runs at you. She's like in your face. She's like under your chainsaw. It's kind of hard to see her. So you hold you hold your saw at like 90%, right? Like we call it like 99ing your chainsaw or whatever, right? Like, you hold your chainsaw at almost full charge, and then you wait until you're ready to release, right? You see how he's just holding it here? This is really good. This is really good play by you. So you're like holding it there and like waiting until you get good vision on her. Then as soon as you get good vision on her, then you're like, all right, now I'm gonna release. So that was really good. It was really smart. That's really good. That's just general really good Hillbilly play. You down this Kate, chuck her on a hook. See an aura with barbecue near Shack, and that's the only one you see. She's on that gen, so you're gonna head over that way. It's the Atom again. Pog. He runs the cow tree. Is he gonna throw it? No. That was another situation where you that's another situation where, like, this isn't a bad play, don't get me wrong. This is not a bad play at all. But, like, Billy has, like, the strength of Billy is that if you fuck up at all, you get one shot down. Especially considering you have Spark Plug, which is this little add-on right there. That shit makes it so you charge your chainsaw like a little bit faster, which is perfect for shit like this. Like, this dude baited the pallet, and he was trying to like pretend to throw it so that you'd stop to avoid it, and then instead keep running, right? Like that's the mind game he was trying to pull on you, and you didn't fall for it, which was really good. You were like, fuck that, I'm bowling right through, right? Right here, if you start revving your chainsaw, the amount of time it takes you to rev your chainsaw shouldn't be less than it takes for him to get to that window. So if you start revving your chainsaw right here, that puts him in this weird scenario. It's a risky play, right? It's a really risky play because you're kind of rushed and you have to like hold down M2 the whole time. Like, you know how I was just talking about doing that 99% thing? You can't do that in that situation because if you do that, he's just going to vault the window, right? So like this is like it's kind of a more risky play, but at the same time, this is the difference between downing someone in like 2 seconds and the chase lasting like minutes at a time, right? Like right here, you don't go for the chainsaw and you instead just get the safe M1 play, right? You get the M1, he runs off, but now you have to catch him again, right? Like now you gotta wait for him to fuck up again, which looks like he's gonna do, so it's not really that big of a deal. He dead-hearted for distance. He made the pallet, and he has Spirit Fury, so I mean Spirit Fury kind of got you that hit. But assuming you didn't have Spirit Fury there, right? It's a really good habit to get into to try to like get chainsaws when you can, right? Like try to squeeze in chainsaws. Like the difference between like the best hillbillies in the game and the worst, well, not the worst. I should say like the difference between good hillbillies and like great hillbillies is the second you fuck up against one of like the best hillbillies in the game, they will chainsaw you instantly. Like they know when they can chainsaw and they will fucking chainsaw you. So you fuck up once and you're down. There's no like second chance. There's no catching them twice. You fuck up once and you get chainsawed, right? Either way, that being said, you still play that really fucking well. Like, you caught that guy super fast. You've caught pretty much everyone super fast except for that Fang. And that Fang was at, like, a disgustingly strong setup. So, there's really, like, there's kind of a good excuse for that one, to be honest. So, you take this guy over. You put him on the hook. That's his second hook. So, he'll be in struggle. 2 guys on a gen over there. Another dude over there. No, no, no. Get the people in the gen. Get the people in the gen. Okay, you're good. Whew. I thought you were going to go for that lone guy. For the record, I feel like this should be obvious, but just in case you guys don't understand why I was freaking out about this. Okay, so if you guys can't see, there's 2 people in a generator right here, and then there's 1 guy over here, right? There's no generator anywhere, like there's no gens anywhere near this guy. Like there's nothing. It looks like he might be doing a totem or something. I don't know. Maybe he's breaking a doll totem. I don't know what the fuck that guy's doing. And if you guys are like smart, I shouldn't say smart. If you're knowledgeable at the game and you like know a lot about this game and have good game sense, you might recognize that over here is where you chased that Fang earlier, and she had the jungle gym pallet, jungle gym, right? That was like over here. That looks like I don't know what that, but yeah, there's a really strong setup over here. Like it's way out here, kind of near where this guy is. He's kind of near a really strong setup and no generators. So that is like the worst chase that you could ever take, right? He's not near any objectives, and he's at like one of the strongest parts of the map. And on top of that, even if that wasn't the case, right? There's 2 people in a generator. If there's ever 2 people in a generator, you always want to like go for that because you're literally pressuring 2 survivors at once. Even if it's momentarily, right? Like obviously you can only chase one at a time. But for like a good like 10 seconds or so when you first show up, they're going to have to like run away and find a new generator to work on, right? So you're kind of putting pressure on 2 different people at once. You chainsaw over. You see this Dwight running. You almost get a cross map on him. He's gonna run to this pallet. You pull out your chainsaw to zone him. That's really smart. And see, that was again a scenario where you tried to. Okay, I know exactly what you tried to do there, and that was a really good play. And it's a shame it didn't work out. Okay, but keep in mind that was. I'm really glad you went for that play because the result would have been the exact same no matter what. Even if you didn't go for that play, he was gonna make that pallet. Okay. So what happened here, if you guys are wondering, this is exactly what I was saying earlier. You pulled out your chainsaw here to kind of zone him, right? Like right here, you pull out your chainsaw, and I realize that the quality isn't the greatest, but bear with me. Like there's a Dwight here, and if he's smart at all, he knows that he can't make it to that pallet before you can chainsaw him, right? Like assuming he runs in a straight line and you just chainsaw in a straight line, you're gonna get this chainsaw before he gets to the pallet, right? So you kind of zone him away. Like you kind of force him to not run in a straight line by pulling out your chainsaw here. And I think you thought he was going to run in a straight line. So you 100% in your chainsaw. Because honestly, it kind of looked like it. He's a default Dwight, right? Like he doesn't look like he knows what the fuck he's doing. So you start chainsawing because it looks like he's going to run in a straight line. So you're just trying to hit him before he gets to the pallet. Which you would have. If you would have ran in a straight line, you would have hit him right there. But instead, he like jukes. And you don't quite react to the juke quite fast enough, which is understandable because it's a really hard thing to do. That would have been like half luck, half skill if you would have got that. You try to like back up and body block the pallet right here. Like you're trying to back up and body block the pallet. Because if you could have done that, if you could have body blocked the pallet and like gotten in front of him, you could have stopped him from getting there. but he already got past you, so you're like, what the hell happened? And then you turn around and then he drops it. So that was a really good try. That was a really good try. That's exactly the kind of stuff that I want to see out of Hillbilly, honestly. Like, that's where Hillbilly shines, is stuff like that. Like, you can zone people away, make plays in situations where other killers can't, you know? Now he runs out to the middle of a freaking field, though. I don't know why he didn't go to that pallet. You just missed a back rev there. I don't think I really need to comment on this. I think you already know what you did wrong here, and we already talked about what you do to stop this. You really should be, like, holding your chainsaw at 99, right? Like, he's juking around. You're in corn. You should be holding your chainsaw right here. He's kind of got some distance on you, too, so you really should make sure that you're a little bit closer. Like, this distance right here isn't much. It's probably, like, I don't know, like 2 meters maybe. So it's not much, but it makes a huge difference, right? Like 2 meters as compared to like 0 meters, right? That's a big difference. So if you want to like hold your chainsaw at like 90% and just keep getting closer to him and wait until you can get a guaranteed hit, that would be a lot better. I'm sure you already know that mistake, and I'm sure anybody watching probably knows too, because we've kind of already talked about it. But right here, same thing applies. You pull out your chainsaw. There's a window here. Oh, you just keep missing back revs, man. You got to be more patient. There's no, he wasn't, like, he's not near anything at either one of these chainsaws. You're just kind of rushing and losing patience. Like, right here, he's not close enough to this window. He's not close enough to do anything. All you got to do is be patient, man. Hold your chainsaw at 90%, you know? Just hold it there. Wait for him to, like, do his juke. You know what I mean? Wait until you're ready to pull the trigger. You're just rushing it too much, you know? And, like, I know this feel, too, because once you start missing chainsaws like this, you start to get tilted. And then you, like, start rushing every other chainsaw because you're tilted. And it's a hard thing to, like, get back, right? Like once you start missing. So you M1 him instead. And now he's at the OP area. I would honestly leave this chase if I were you. Ooh, he fucked up. That was really smart of you, but I don't think you're going to be able to hit him. Yep. He fucked up. He tried to do the thing where he punished respect again. You didn't respect. Which is why you never respect pallets, by the way. That is why you never, ever respect pallets. You can get so many hits out of that. Unfortunately, he had enough distance, and it kind of looked like you got stuck for a second on the loop, so he got to the pallet, which is pretty unfortunate. But yeah, I wouldn't chase over there anyway. Hey, you found the Kate. Oh, man. See, I feel like you're tilted. Like, I don't know. Like, there's no voice to this video, but I feel like you're tilted. That was like the third back rev in a row you missed. I don't know. Like, I know whenever I'm playing Billy and I miss like 2 back revs in a row that should be easy hits, I get so sad. By the way, I'm just gonna clarify, if you guys don't know what back rev is, I know a lot of people when I say shit like that, they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Back rev is quite simply when you're literally like touching the back of the survivor, right? Like you're right up against their back, and then you rev your chainsaw. Back rev. Combine 2 words into one, back rev. If you guys are wondering, back revs are basically when you're like right up against a survivor and you try to chainsaw them, right? Which is basically like what this is. Like this is a back rev. You're like right up against this Kate and you go to like chainsaw, or you just happen to miss it. Like you just walk up and you try to back rev her, but you miss it. I feel like I should have clarified that. I probably should have clarified it earlier. Because again, she juked and you just kind of rushed it and you didn't really hold your saw to wait for her juke. There's no pallet here though, so... Wait, where are you going? She was running out to the open. No, don't do this! Oh, that's such a bad play. Oh, no. Oh, man, you didn't make any major mistakes yet this video, but that was your first huge mistake. That was terrible. Don't ever do that. This is like a... I want this to be like a PSA, dude, to all killers. Don't... Picking gens is not that important. Like, it's really not that important. The survivors can undo it, like, instantly. Like, all they got to do is run up and tap it for a second, and it's instantly done. And it takes, like... It regresses like slower than they repair it. So like if a gen's regressing for 10 seconds and then they repair it for 10 seconds, it's like, you know, it gains more for the survivor, if that makes sense to you. Basically, it doesn't regress that fast. And it's never worth it if you're like in a chase, right? Especially like here, this one hurt. This one actually physically hurt. Because she was going out to a dead zone, dude. Like there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. Like, this pallet that's normally right there is fucking gone. It is gone, though. It's out of here, dude. Not only that, this is a gigantic fucking field. There's nothing here. This is a gigantic cornfield. There's nothing there. The closest thing is this jungle gym right here, but that's really far. I know it's hard to tell because of this FOV, but that's really far. She was not going to make it there. There's no way. This was a free down, 100%. This was a free down. Like, you should be like, holy fuck, let's get in there. This makes me very upset, to be honest. Don't even watch. Like, she's running into the middle of nowhere, and you just, like, drop chase to go. Like, this is so not worth it at all. On top of that, there were scratch marks under you, so I don't know if that was hers or not. I can't remember because I rewinded a bunch, but yikes, man. That was really not good because now she probably made it to the jungle gym and now she's probably somewhere safe. For the record, getting a survivor downed is always, always, always better than kicking a generator, like no matter what. I feel like maybe the only time that doesn't apply is maybe if there's like only one gen that needs done and it's someone has one like 99% in or something. But at that point, you're pretty much fucked anyway. Like very rarely is there ever a situation where you want to like drop a chase to kick a generator. It's just not worth it all. Like that was awful. Even if hypothetically, I want to back up because I want to talk more about this because I see this happen so much. Even hypothetically, if instead of the generator being the whole way over there, if the generator was like right here, like say hypothetically if that generator was literally right here, right? Even then it would still not be worth it. Because you taking the time to like kick a gen, even just like the 2 seconds of doing the animation gives her so much distance. Where like right now you can easily down her, and then taking the time to kick a generator, even if one spawned right in front of your face and it was like, here you go, kick it. You should be going around it and killing her. Like you should not be kicking it. Like getting survivors down is the ultimate map pressure. It's the ultimate thing that you want to do as a killer, and you never want to do this. But anyway, I digress. We're gonna move on. You come back and look for her, and she's obviously gone. So now you're coming down to this hill generator, and there's the things here. So there's still a pallet here though, which is really strong. So we'll see how you play this. It's just okay. You just eat it with Spirit Fury, and now you're gonna go for this window. Okay. Gonna go around the side. That was pretty smart. She had live. You're gonna make it to shack. It looks like you're keeping an eye on the seat. Okay. Also, for the record, I don't mean to be that guy that's like I told you so, but watch as you run past this generator, then you peek at it. It's not regressing anymore. There's no sparks. Somebody came up and tapped it. So you taking the time to come and kick that gen was quite literally useless. Like someone tapped this gen. It's no longer regressing. There's no sparks coming out of it. So like it literally already has stopped regressing, and you gave up getting a down for it. So sorry, I'm gonna shut up about it now. But yeah, right here you can do the same thing. You should be revving your chainsaw here. You did. She threw the pallet. That's actually really good for you because that's one of the strongest pallets in the game, and it's gone now. Let's see how you play Shaq. I'm really curious how you play this. Wow, she went around the back. Just kidding. I guess the Fang doesn't want to play Shaq. Never mind. Right here you can do the same thing. Pull out your chainsaw. Zoner, 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 zoner. Oh, you waited too late. Well, never mind. That was really good, and she played that really dumb. Okay, again, you could have done the thing you did against Dwight here earlier, where you pull out your chainsaw, like right here. You can pull out your chainsaw, so that way you make her have to like not use the pallet. But dude, these survivors in this match like don't throw pallets. I don't understand. Like they are like really trying to go out of their way to like punish respect. I guess it's because it's rank reset and these guys are maybe used to playing against like shit tier killers or something. I don't know. But you pull out your chainsaw here, and she thinks that you're like this is a really good play that you can do too, honestly. Just chainsaw near a pallet. She thinks that you're gonna like, you know, stop and wait for her to drop it so that you can chainsaw it, right? Like that's what she thinks that you're gonna do. But you don't. You just keep running. So like she's trying to punish that by looping, and you're like, nah, son. Joke's on you. I'm fucking coming through anyway. Eat a dick. And then you come through and then you just chainsaw her, which is really good. So that was a really good play. You took advantage of her mistake, and her mistake was trying to punish pallet respect that wasn't there. You took advantage and downed her. So good shit. That was also like kind of a curve, but again, I'm not going to really get into curves too much this game. I don't think it's really that necessary. So you get this Fang on a hook. You're going to go throw her on. Looks like you're okay. There's a guy running through the field over there. You're gonna go for him. He's heading towards that jungle gym. It's like one of the only strong parts of this map still. It sucks that like this is the only person you saw on barbecue, because this is not a good chase to take. All right, yeah, you're leaving. That's probably smart of you. That's not really a good chase to take. There's not really like any gens over there, and it's a pretty strong part of the map. Wait, was that gen regressing after all? Was I seeing shit? Maybe that gen was regressing this whole time. Maybe I'm eating my words. I don't know. I'm still sticking with what I said before, but that gen might have been regressing. I might have been wrong. It's kind of hard because the quality's bad, but that gen might have been regressing. There you go. Zone him again. Zone him again. This is really good. You pulled it out a little bit too early, but you still got a free pallet break out of it. Or sorry, you pulled it out a little bit too late. But it's okay because you still got a free pallet break out of it, so it's all good, man. You could have waited until you got closer to pull out your chainsaw there. Man, there's so many chainsaw hits that you could be getting, but you just keep whiffing. Like here, like, okay, there's no pallet here, right? There's no pallet here. There's a cow tree there, but that also has no pallet, right? All it has is like a window. Like there's a window over there somewhere, right? Like kind of far. But there's really nothing here. This is, for all intents and purposes, this is a dead zone. A DED dead zone. DED dead. Deader than shit. So what you should be doing is you should be quite literally back revving this Dwight. Like, you're kind of like pulling out your chainsaw like right here. Like, he still has some distance on you, right? Keep in mind, all right, I'm going to throw some numbers at you. Survivors run at 4.0 meters per second, right? Killers by default run 4. Well, Billy anyway runs 4.6 meters per second, right? While he's holding out his chainsaw, okay, we'll have to do another one. Chainsaw, he runs 3.68 meters a second, okay? So, do you see what I'm getting at here? Like, when you don't have your chainsaw out, you are running like faster than the survivor, right? So you can catch up to him easily. When you pull out your chainsaw, you're running slower than the survivor. So, like, if he runs in a straight line, he's actually going to be making up distance on you slightly, right? So, like, like by you not getting right up against him before you pull out your chainsaw, you're letting him get distance on you. That's making it harder for you to chainsaw. Whereas if you would get closer to him, like if you would just get right up against his ass, just like grind up on the Dwight booty, you know what I mean? Then he wouldn't have the distance on you, and these back revs would be so much easier to land. Like, he's got distance on you right now. So like right here, like you go to chainsaw him, but he has so much time to like juke around, and it takes you like a full second to get to him. So like it's just you like panic, and you're trying to predict where he's going, and then you end up just chainsawing nothing. Whereas if you get right up against him, you know what I mean, there's nowhere for him to go. You just wait for him to, you know, be in a position that you want, and then you pull the trigger. But instead you miss it again. And looks like he's gonna run over to this pallet. There's a pallet here, so that was really smart. Let's see if you can get a chainsaw here. Good shit. Good shit. That was really smart. I'm loving that you're doing this chainsawing at pallet zoning thing, though. This is really smart. It's really weird. It's weird to me. I don't mean to like, this might seem kind of insulting, and I don't mean for it to come off that way, but it might be. It's really strange to me that you're like missing so many back revs, because back revs are like one of the most basic fundamental things of Hillbilly. But yet you're so good at this. You're so good at like zoning people at pallets with chainsaws. This is like an advanced technique for Billies, man. This is not like I would expect someone to be landing back revs every time before they ever learn to do something like this. You know what I mean? But you're doing it quite consistently this map. You're like chainsawing at the pallet, you know, and then whenever they keep running and don't throw it, you like turn the corner and then just chainsaw. Like that's really good plays, man. That's really smart. That's like the strength of Billy right there. Is like there's so much play around pallets that other killers don't have. Because you pulling out your chainsaw makes them have to make a decision of like, oh, do I want to throw the pallet and have him insta break it? Do I want to keep running and risk him, you know, following me and chainsawing me? You know what I mean? Or like, do I think he's going to stay in place, and, you know, then do I punish him by keep running? It kind of like opens up a whole avenue of outplay. And I can tell that you're like you're doing good at that. I'm glad you're doing it. You're doing a really good job at that. If you were just like more consistent at landing your back revs and made slightly better decisions, this game would have been over years ago. Like you would have killed these guys so long ago. Anyway, you get that guy on the hook. You have Spirit Fury up. That was your 4th stack of barbecue, so no matter what happens, you're a real winner. Because you got the blood points. All right, let's see what you do here. You have Spirit Fury up. This dude runs out into the field, so you're going to chase him. It's the same Dwight. There's no obsession, so you don't have to worry about DS or anything. You fall for a window fake there. I feel like, again, this might not be something I have to discuss because I feel like you already know the mistake that you made, but you know what? We'll talk about it anyway. Okay, so if you're ever running into someone like this, right? Like, obviously, the only thing he has is this window, yeah? That's a terrible arrow. The only thing he has is that window, right? So if he's going to use anything here, it's that window. So his options as a survivor, and this is why I always tell people to play both survivor and killer if they're trying to learn the game. I think playing both survivor and killer is really freaking good. Because it'll help you with scenarios like this, right? For instance, if you were looking at this from like the survivor point of view, right? Like this Dwight has nothing right now. He has nothing. This window right here is the only thing he has. There's no pallets fucking anywhere near him, right? It's a giant dead zone. So his only option is to A, vault this window, or B, fake vault the window and then keep running. Those are literally his only 2 options. Like, I guess he could just keep running, but that's, like, obviously stupid. Like, that's not gonna work for him. So, like, that's literally it, right? So, like, a smart player is always gonna window fake here because they know that vaulting the window, they're not gonna make it and you're gonna be able to hit him, right? So, a smart player, like, if you think that the player you're chasing is smart, keep that in mind. You wanna always base your chase strategy off the person you're chasing. If you think that the person you're chasing might be smart, they're gonna always window fake here. And here's the thing, though. The amount of distance that you have on this Dwight, it doesn't even matter if they don't window fake. You should just be holding your swing right now. Like, you don't need to lunge at this at all. Even if he does vault here, you can just take another, like, couple steps, wait for him to actually start the animation, and then lunge. The animation takes, like, an entire second, so even if you waited before you lunged and he did actually vault, you would have been able to easily get the hit. So keep that in mind. If you're ever chasing a survivor and, like, the only thing that they have to use is a vault and there's nothing else around, you don't have to, like, rush your swing like this, right? Especially if you're this close. You can just wait to see what he does and then react. But, like, instead, you, like, rush your swing. Like, all he did was, like, look at it, right? Like, he didn't start the vault animation or anything. He, like, looked at it, and then you, like, started your swing. I mean, it was a good fake on his part, honestly. It was a good play on his part, but you could have easily not fallen for that. Fallen? Felon. Felon is not a word. You could have easily not fallen for that. But I don't think he's gonna get anywhere anyway. There's no pallet here, right? You're just in the wide open field. But, you know, sometimes that can be the difference between hitting somebody and then having them, like, loop you again. So it's really important to learn to not fall for window fakes, you know? Either way, you throw them on the hook. They do the last generator. There's scratch marks near you, so you know there's someone here. And they just unhooked. All right, gonna go for another chainsaw, and you're gonna nice. Getting your back revs now. There you go. Tilt be gone. Tilt be gone. I think this guy's dead on hook, right? Unless there was 2 fangs this game. I think this guy's dead on hook. No, I guess there was 2 fangs this game. Never mind. All right, you put him on the hook. They were opening the gate across the map, but you're more worried about this gate. I think there were scratch marks, wasn't there? Or was I seeing shit? This video quality is kind of grainy, so it's kind of tough to see, but I thought I saw scratch marks, like, right... Hold on. No, I guess not. I guess it's just really grainy. I thought I saw scratch marks on the wall, but... well, you ran into a wall, but hey, man, it happens. Everyone does it. Everyone does it. I run into walls all day. All right, that door is open. You can literally already see from where you're standing that door is open. Not that one, the other one. So you're just going to kind of, like, patrol this. Like, you can see, like, the top of the door. Again, the video is kind of grainy, so it's hard to see. But you can see the top of the door over here. You can see if it's open or not, and that one is open. Oh, you see a Kate. Gonna go for a chainsaw here, and she literally ran into a fucking... a zone where you can't, like, there's only one way in and no way out. So that was... that was pretty dumb by her. But good job, chainsawing her. Good shit, man. Good shit. You're gonna chuck her up on the hook. They're probably gonna be going for the unhook. They did. What are you gonna do here? Okay, she's running into the field, and then there's a guy behind her. Looks like you're gonna go for the dude that got unhooked. Almost landed that. And you should have her here, right? What the fuck was that interaction? That was hella weird. Anyway, you pick her up. You're gonna take her to the basement. She's gonna be done on hook, so that's probably gonna be it. Like, that's probably gonna be all. I'd imagine you're gonna kill her, and then everyone else walk out. All right, put her on the hook. She's dead. Looks like he's still opening that gate. You could still get another. If you really wanted to get greedy, for the record, if you really wanted to try to squeeze in more kills, it's kind of risky. Wait, you might get another one here, actually. I'm gonna back up because, like, if you really wanted to get risky, we know that this person's dead on hook, right? Whenever you downed him in Shack. Where are we right now? 946. If you really wanted to get risky here, you could have not picked them up and then just left them on the ground and then tried to, like, chase other people and try to bait the people into coming in and saving them, right? Like, you can try to bait out altruism and then take advantage by killing more people. But, like, with you carrying this guy to the hook, you kind of shut down all possible altruism because they're dead on hook. So, like, everybody else at that point just leaves. It's an option because it's risky, though, because if they do get in and, like, successfully save the guy, then, you know, you end up getting no kills as opposed to 1 kill. So it's a risky play, but if you want to try to be greedy, you could try to use her as bait to get more kills. But anyway, I digress. Luckily, you get out of here. This Dwight's still working on this gate. You chainsaw him. He's, or sorry, you don't chainsaw him. You chainsaw the pallet. He's running through the field. Okay, he's not going towards any gates. Although I think, was Hatch in there? Hatch might have been in there. I can't remember. Where the hell is he going? Where's this Dwight going? Dwight, where are you going? All right, and I mean, good play. That was pretty standard stuff. There wasn't really anything weird there. I mean, he kind of just ran in like a straight line to a window, and then you chainsawed the window. I don't know what the hell that Dwight was doing. I don't know why he didn't like go towards one of the gates or something. But hey, he's dead too. So rip that Dwight. Never mind. I guess you got a second kill anyway. Don't listen to me. I mean, the thing still applies. You still could use him as bait, but and then the other two get out. Okay. All in all, this was a pretty solid game. I'm gonna be honest. This was definitely a really solid game. This was not a bad game by any means. You definitely played it like you played it well, but at the same time you played it terrible. It's really weird. Obviously, like nobody is ever able to play a game without making any mistakes, right? So like that being said, like you definitely made some mistakes, but like nobody ever goes a game without making any mistakes. That just never happens. Um that being said, you played it really well. You played it extremely well. Like the missing back revs thing is a huge issue that I think you need to work on because that's really bad, right? Like you're on rotten field, so it's kind of more forgiving because there's less stuff around. But if you're on a map like I don't know, like Wrecker's Yard or something where there's like just stuff everywhere, if you get into a position where you're able to back rev a survivor and you miss it, that might be the difference between like getting it down and then having them loop you for another like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Especially if the survivors are good. So you really got to do your best to work on like hitting your back revs because that's going to be a huge deal as you like move up the ranks. And if you're playing against like better survivors, that's going to be a huge deal. If you get an opportunity to back rev somebody, you need to land it 100% because that's like that will literally lose you games if you're missing back revs. Um, Aside from that though, your play around pallets was great. Um, you didn't even really get carried by Spirit Fury that much. I honestly like going into this game. I thought I would just see Spirit Fury carrying you, but it didn't even kick in that many times. Um, Overall, you played really good, man. I really appreciate you submitting this footage. I love reviewing Billy games because, like I said, Billy is like my favorite killer by far. He's probably the killer I put the most time in, and I think he has like some of the most depth out of any killer as far as like palette play and stuff. Um, but yeah, that's it. Thank you for submitting, man. You played this really well, all things considered. Uh, and yeah, I enjoyed reviewing it. Thank you guys, and that's it. Yo, that is it for the review, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Remember that you guys can submit your own footage for review by joining my Discord that is linked below and then sending me a DM with footage of your footage on YouTube as unlisted. Make sure that the video quality is good and that the game was a bad game that I'm going to be able to say things about. And that's about it. Thank you guys all for watching. Remember to sub and like and interact with my video or whatever the hell. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. I'll see you later. I'll see you later. See you.